Kenny Thomas having an outstanding year once this trade was made. And like we told you, anytime you get 14 points and you also chip in.
Oh, man. This is what it's about, Albuquerque. The time has come. Unfiltered with Lobo All-American and NBA veteran. Kenny Thomas is here, and it is here to stay. Kenny, the floor is yours, man. Tell Albuquerque how you're feeling this morning and what you're looking to bring to the radio airwaves. Man.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing this for a minute now, but, man, I'm going to admit it, man. I'm a little nervous. This is pretty cool, man, having my own situation to where I got my boy Zay coming in, helping. Yeah, man, but it's going to be fun, and I'm excited. It's going to be a good 2 hours, man. Every Saturday, starting today, obviously, we will be on from 10 to 12. You can call in 505-246-0610. It's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. Yeah, man. I don't even know where to start because keep in mind, Zay, on Lobos Live, when I'm doing that, that's just a call-in show. This is a call-in show too, but it's a little bit more saucy with your boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
To where we go put some things out there. We're not doing politics. I saw something on X. Somebody thought we go do politics. No, we're not. Yeah, that's not my space. Man.
I produce over there on KKOB, but I stay out of the politics as much as I can. I'm the producer, and that is all.
And I'm an ex-ball player trying to be a radio talent right now. I'm excited, man. Being able to play in the NBA for 11 years and then doing NBC Sports California for the Sacramento Kings for 2 years, pregame, halftime, postgame show. It was great. And then I was talking to my boy Jeff Symbieta, obviously. Started a situation with him, being on the Sports Animal on Tuesdays and Fridays with him, and from 9 to 9:30, which that's still happening, goes all the way through the NBA playoffs, which is what we're going to get into here pretty soon. But being able to have the Lobos call-in show, people, man, I'm finding out people are listening all over. People are calling in all over about the Lobos live show. But now your boy got the Unfiltered, and I'm excited, man. Let's dive in, man.
Yeah, it's going to get a little more personal also in Lobos Live. So we're going to dive into the sports, of course, but also with it being unfiltered, it's going to be unfiltered with Kenny. So we're going to get into some of the stories that a lot of you guys have not heard, that I haven't heard, that I'm super excited to get into. And I'm sure this felt like game day a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, man. Come on. I was nervous last night, went to dinner with some friends, and I'm like, this is really happening. Woke up, had some coffee, man. I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, I really told some people I was nervous, and I can't even believe I'm putting it out there. But yeah, I'm good now, man. Hey,
see, as soon as you get going, it's just like the game. As soon as you get going, then the butterflies go away. So real quick, kind of go into at what point after playing were you like, I think I want to go and get into the media side of this thing, because you got into it before. Now it's the popular thing, but you were already into it after you were playing a while ago.
Man, being an ex-player, it comes down to you're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. I didn't know what that was. My last couple years, if you don't know this, I was not playing in Sacramento, but I was very highly paid. I was like the second or third highest paid on the team, man. But I was still getting them checks, so it still felt good. But when the NBC Sports thing kind of started, it was random. It was like in August, like 3-4 years ago, and I always thought that I could do that, and I feel like I had a personality for that, being able to talk about the game and break it down. Doing TV is a whole different beast, man. I was actually wearing makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tried to do something with this thing right here. You know what I mean? But getting more comfortable, live TV, pregame, halftime, postgame show, it was fun, and it went away, man. Mike Bibby came in and jacked my spot. So yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's Mike Bibby, man. I couldn't even debate with that. But then I ended up seeing him at one of the celebrity golf tournaments that I play in every summer in Sacramento. I'm like, Mike, what's up, man? You jacked my spot. He's like, Kenny, I didn't mean to do that, man. Yeah. I'm like, okay, but you did it anyway. But then I'm like, I needed to find a media outlet, and here I am. Came over here to KKOB, and I mean Cumulus, obviously.
Yeah, Cumulus, KKOB, can't wrong. You do both.
Yeah, and it's a family up in here, man. Everybody is very nice, and I enjoy coming. It's a job. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm clocking in now. Yeah, it feels good, but it's one of those things to where, hey, bear with me. This is new to me, and there's gonna be some things that you're gonna hear you're probably not gonna like, but that's my opinion. So this is why you're able to call in and give yours. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Let's get into the. Yeah, hey, you want to start with the Knicks Celtics
Let's do
game?
the Knicks Celtics game because you called it. You definitely called it yesterday. You were like, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't believe it because I thought that the Celtics, seeing their boy Jason Tatum go down, it wasn't like it was a rolled ankle. When someone pops their Achilles, you feel your heart sinks a little bit. You know, it's
Oh yeah.
outside of an ACL. I mean, those have got to be the two worst injuries, I'd imagine.
Man, without a doubt. I mean, when I think of an Achilles injury, I think of the late Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those moments to where your heart skipped a beat because he's that guy.
Yeah.
And then my heart skipped another beat, obviously, when I heard the fact that he passed away. I cried like a baby that day.
Oh man, you were not alone.
And I know that's your man, but I cried. And I'm a grown man, at least I think I am. But yeah, I cried, and it was an emotional moment, and it was cool. And if you follow me on Instagram and social media, Kobe Bryant and myself were holding the ball. So that's the picture that I have, and it's been there for years, and I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, man, the fact that Tatum went out, he had 43 at the time that he went out, and I think there was like 8 minutes left, and you're like, oh man, what is he really about to do?
Yeah.
But Brown, man, I feel like he's been underused to a certain extent, and he's been like in the shadows of Tatum as of late. And that kind of didn't help the situation when it came in the flow of the game to where he needed to step up, and White and those guys. Obviously, those guys got to be role players. And keep in mind, I think Brown is like the highest paid. I think he's making more than Tatum, to be honest.
He is.
Yeah, which I thought. But the Celtics went back home, and then they were able to show passion at home. Obviously, playing in Boston, man, you cannot show up and not be ready to play.
Yeah, they
right?
eat you alive there.
Oh, it's brutal. Philly's just as brutal, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, those are probably two good comparisons.
But, yeah. So they showed up and did their thing, and then, man, come on, the Knicks are playing at a very, very high level. Bridges is doing his thing. There's so many guys that are contributing at the right moment. And it comes down to those moments. Karl Anthony Towns, I feel like he was the X factor when it came to how the Knicks were going to actually be able to dominate. The fact that he went outside and then he went inside, I feel like that was a whole different element that he could bring to the table because he's so versatile. And if he gets it going, that's just going to open up more opportunities for Bronson.
Oh yeah, I'm happy for the Knicks. I'm happy for Tom Thibodeau because all you hear about Tibbs is how he's too hard on his players, how they won't last because he plays them too much and they don't get a rest. But this late into the playoffs, I mean, they look like the best yet. So obviously something he was doing.
Man, they were saying if he didn't go far this year, he was gone. Like that organization is a whole nother beast. Come on, man. The way that they used to, the way that they treated Oakley, old school Oak, man. Come on, man.
Threw him on out of there.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised Oak didn't go in on somebody over there. You know what I mean? I played against Oak.
I think he was trying. The guys that were trying to get him out of there, he was not going out of there without a fight. And also, a quick reminder: phone lines are open. 505-246-0610. We've got our first caller, Dan. Thank you for calling in to Unfiltered. What do you got for us?
Hey, fellas, how you doing? Hey, Kenny, how are you?
Man, I'm good. Hey, is this my New York guy, Dan, that calls
No,
into
this is him, bro. You're talking New York Knickerbocker basketball. I got to call in, my friend. I got to call in.
What's up, man? What you got?
Hey, well, this is what I got, man. I was very surprised the Knicks beating Boston. I thought it was going to be Boston and Cleveland, like everybody else.
Yeah.
And the fact that, listen, the Knicks on the road, my friend, and you played the game, man. You were on, I'm talking to somebody from it. You're down 25. You're on the road. You're playing the defending champions, and you beat them? Not once, but twice. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I wanted to see John Havlicek and Walt Frazier on the floor over there. I mean, it was unbelievable watching that. And then they come back to New York. They lost game 3. They win game 4, and then Tatum goes out. And listen, you know what? And I'm a sports fan, but I like to see my team play their best.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Tatum in there. I didn't want to, I'm not one of these guys, the player got hurt. Oh, good. That means we're going to win. No. You come with your best.
Yeah.
Come with your best and we'll take out your best, right? And then coming back and then winning last night and even winning big. I got to tell you, I watched Willis Reed come down the ramp in 69. I remember Walt Frazier and Earl Monroe and Jerry West and Gail Goodrich and Wilt Chamberlain and all of those guys. Those were my New York Knicks. Those were my Los Angeles Lakers growing up. Those are the guys I watched as a kid, and it's still with me today, you know?
Yeah.
But watching these guys, and now they're going up against Indiana. Indiana's a tough club. Indiana's, they're going to give the Knicks a run for their money. And I think with the NBA, watching a new team, watching this kid Brunson, watching Towns, watching that Mikal Bridges, all these guys on the Knicks, the same thing with the Pacers. Nobody thought they'd get where they are today, and they were able to do it. So, I mean, it's good for the NBA. And those Minnesota Timberwolves, man, you got to watch out for them.
Watch out for them Wolves.
And they got, what's his name, man? They took Julius Randle and DiVincenzo from the Knicks when they traded. And it would be great if both those teams show up in the finals, man. But I tell you what, basketball is great. I'm a big Knicks fan. I love you, Kenny, man. I hope your show's going to be a big success. I know it is. And now I get to call you when you're on Symbieta. They don't let people call in. I'll be calling you every now and then, and I'll be watching that hoops, man, and I'll be calling in on my New York Knicks, my friend.
Thanks,
Good
my
luck
guy.
to you, man. I think you're going to do great, and you take care.
I appreciate you, man. Hey.
What a great call.
Let me tell you something. Dan be calling in, and he be on the Lobos live show. He be calling in and going in. He's a big Patino fan.
Okay.
Obviously, Patino's gone. We're not going to get into that right now. But yeah, I totally agree with him when it comes down to having your best on the floor. The fact that Tatum wasn't on the floor, was that a legitimate win? Yes, because this is where you have other guys that are supposed to step up and come in and do their thing, like a Brown, like a White, or what's the big fella inside, man? I feel like he's been hurt and disappeared. What's his name? Porzingis?
Porzingis, I thought you were going Horford.
No. Horford's a solid player, but he's older. You can't expect a lot from Horford when it comes down to that. But man, Porzingis, I felt like he's been a letdown for the Celtics when it came to being there, being healthy. He's always hurt, but he makes a crap load of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because his potential is so through the roof. I mean, Porzingis, what we thought he was going to be is what it seems that Wemby's going to be. That's what we thought Porzingis was going to be.
Man, you can't put him in a category.
No, not at all. But
right now?
No, right now.
No.
But when he first came out, you think that it's kind of okay, this tall, lengthy guy, can he stay healthy? Kind of
He's bones, man. Bones. Hey, let me tell you something. I would have loved to eaten him up. You know what I mean? Because I would have put this body on him before I actually shot the ball, because he's not a shot blocker to a certain extent, but he is long. And let me tell you something else, man. We're talking about long. I went up against Tim Duncan and David Robinson at the same time.
At the same time.
At the Dome in San Antonio, back my first couple years. So when it comes to length and being versatile, man, I used to face up. I'm not saying I put 15, 20 on Tim Duncan every time, but
he was defensive player of the year, so anything would have been impressive.
Man, but being able to be around him like I was, but that's another story.
You probably couldn't get him to talk trash for anything in the world, huh?
Yeah, but he talked trash with his actions. Trust me.
Okay.
Man, I don't even know where to go. There's so many different things going in my head right now.
There's so many stories.
There's so many stories just talking, and then I feel like I want to go that story, but no, I can't give you guys everything.
Got plenty of time.
It's only one segment, man. I can't give it all.
So yeah, Tim Duncan, David Robinson. To this day, that's still one of the best combinations of big men.
Yeah, but when you Dan talked about the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Halliburton was in Sacramento at the time when I was actually doing NBC Sports California. And him and De'Aaron Fox were playing together. And then it came down to the point to where, who do you get rid of? I'm not going to lie. I said we get rid of Tyrese Halliburton because De'Aaron Fox was playing the point guard and he was playing at a whole different level, I think, opposed to where Tyrese Halliburton is right now.
I mean, even I wouldn't say that. I mean, even in hindsight, I mean, Halliburton is obviously what he's doing right now is unbelievable. But De'Aaron Fox by no means is a slouch. I feel like he's somebody who's been getting a little bit better every single year of his career.
There's no way Tyrese Halliburton is overrated.
No.
You know what I mean? Isn't that what's out there? He's overrated.
The NBA players all had like a vote, and but that overrated thing is what's making him go off right now.
But did you see in the one, not this last game that they played? Yeah, the last game that they played, this man missed the free throw, got the free throw back, dribbled out to the top of the key, and knocked down a tray to win the game. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he's elite.
But you got some guys over there for the Pacers that's playing at another high level too. You got Miles Turner and obviously Pascal Siakam. You got him over there. But there's a lot of guys that are coming in and playing a significant role to where it's going to be an interesting series to see how the Pacers unfold. Where's the first game at? Where's the first game at?
It should be in Indiana.
See, now this is where the Pacers, I feel like, having some time off, it could kill your flow a little bit. Obviously, guys are going to be getting rest and everything. Yeah.
I strongly agree with that. And I'm glad that you also think that's a thing, because I feel not only with the college football playoff we just saw, but I think in the NBA you see it a little bit as well. And I thought that's why I gave the Nuggets a big chance against OKC, is because OKC had so much rest and Denver had like 1 day of rest, which is bad for, health and rest reasons. But I also feel like if you got a rhythm going, that time off, although your body feels better, like you might lose your shot or something.
Everybody's different. You know what I mean? And having days off in between, it could be good or it could be bad, depending on the individual, to be honest. A lot of people don't understand. It comes down to preparation and getting your mental ready to be able to go out there and play at a high level night in, night out. And the fact that I was able to play 11 years in the NBA, I didn't play all 11 years, obviously, because I stated that I didn't play my last couple of years in Sacramento, right? Let's just keep it real. But since I was getting those checks, I got to 11 years.
Yeah.
It's hard being able to play 82 games to a certain extent, and then you're not even including like 5 to 6 preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
Unless in those preseason games, if you're a vet, you were not really going to play that much. Because as the season started, then that's when you're going to amp up the vets as far as playing more time. It's not a difficult, it's a very difficult situation playing, and especially if you're playing 30 plus minutes a game and then night in, night out. And what a lot of people don't understand as well, you're still traveling too, right? And traveling and staying in hotels, it's cool. 5-star hotels, trust me, 4 Seasons, did it all. But then it's different being at home and being in the comfort of your own environment to where you're getting ready and preparing for that game or for that series. But I feel like Miles Turner and some other guys are going to have to play some significant roles. You got some young fellas over there with the Pacers that are playing at a very high level right now. So,
all righty, all great stuff here. All great stuff. Reminder, phone lines are open, 505-246-0610. We've got to take a quick break. When we get back after the break, we're going to talk a little bit about how much the Celtics needed Tatum, if that's the reason why they lost, if we think it would have made a difference, and also a little bit more of this Pacers-Knicks preview, because that's going to be a very, very interesting series that I don't think any of us expected.
No.
So when we get back after the break, more Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas. Getting into the NBA playoffs, getting into these Boston Celtics. And real quick, KT, I wanted to take a listen just to some of these Knicks players and how they responded to their victory.
Yeah, let's do that.
We got Jalen Brunson up here.
Play to win championships, but could you feel how important a win like this was in this building to the people that have been here longer than you guys have and that ride?
It was definitely felt the energy. The way they've been supporting us all year, it's been remarkable. So I'm just really happy that we were able to do that.
Kat, you came out aggressive. How important was it to set the tone today, and how much of that was a concerted effort for you to come out and do that?
I mean, just we talked about the importance of this game, and my teammates trusted me in those positions to score, and I'm glad I was able to repay their trust with some buckets. So it's a really testament to my teammates, get me involved and allow me to be aggressive, and it's because of these guys up here that we got the win.
How you feel about Cat?
I was just about to he a nice guy, man. I just feel like he could be a little bit more aggressive. That's why I said it's gonna come down to him being that dude playing both sides. He's obviously not a joker, right?
Mm-mm.
But he needs to do certain things like that Joker does, which is play inside. Cat wants to stay outside and shoot threes, but I feel like he actually took advantage of a couple mismatches down the stretch to where he was able to be aggressive in the paint. I feel like the fact that he has size, obviously, and I'm not talking about him being big. I'm talking about him being tall to where he's able to dominate. But does Cat have the offensive skills and the footwork to be down there bobbing and weaving like I used to do all the time? You know what I'm saying? So it's
you don't think he got the foot? I thought with him it was more so that he was skilled but not aggressive, and he was soft. I mean, soft is a strong word.
Yeah, but he is a little soft. You know what I mean? Being a big fella like that. I'm 6'7", and I play like I was bigger than him. You know what I mean? But being taller can also deter the fact that you can't do certain things and be a little bit more mobile to where you're able to have the better footwork to do certain things. Obviously, being lower to the ground is going to be to a more of an advantage because I'm smaller, right?
Center of gravity.
Yeah, but Bronson, I played against his dad in the NBA, and I played against his dad up in Philly when I used to go up there and work out before every season. It was my I started going to Philly my rookie year.
Okay.
And for like 7 years or so, I used to go up there and train with the Philly guys. AI used to come in there, and then you see $1,000 bills come out of his pocket. And then,
man, are you
come
serious?
on.
Did it on purpose, or was it actually an accident?
No, it wasn't on purpose. That's just him carrying that dough, man. And then, obviously, if you see money flying out, what do you do, man? You want to go get it, right?
Yeah, he's like, I dare you.
No, yeah, he had his people around. Nobody stood up to go do nothing, man. But
the AI was moving presidential.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him on the show too. And just to let you guys know, Unfiltered will be bringing in guest celebrities. I know NFL, NBA, local people, actors, entertainers. Yeah.
You said we are gonna have Jeff on, so you already told we were gonna have the celebrities on.
Yeah, Jeff ain't no celebrity. I'm kidding, Jeff Symbieta. You know you're my boy. No, Jeff, JJ, Fred, Kiki. I want everybody here at the Cumulus family in New Mexico to actually be a part of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So, what's up?
Oh, my bad. Hey, if you're listening right now, you can call in 505-246-0610. The phone lines are available. They're lighting up right now to a certain extent, but you can still call in, and hopefully I'll push the button.
How do you feel about the Celtics and this Tatum injury? Do you think that's the reason why they lost? You think?
Yes. No Tatum, no success.
So you think if he was there, they would have made a comeback, or what?
Oh, yeah. I feel like the Celtics, if they could have pushed it to Game 7, obviously being back in Boston, they had a better chance. The fact that they went down 0-2 the way that they did and lost both of those games at home, come on, man. Nobody saw that coming. That's where Dan said what he said. And then the fact that the Knicks took advantage of it. When you have Markel Bridges playing at a high level, and he's doing it on the defensive side first, those are the intangible things that's being missed that is allowing the Knicks to get to the Eastern Conference Finals right now. And come on, man. Hey, we were just talking about Jeff Symbieta, my boy, brought this up when I was in studio on Friday with him. He's like, who are the top transcending guys right now? You know what I mean? In the NBA. Like I said, 10. But when he breaks it down, it's only like one or two guys, right?
Yeah.
And then we got into the discussion of, I feel like there's those young guys like the Tyrese Halliburtons or the Brunsons or obviously Ant-Man. That's a whole nother, he's a whole nother beast right now. The fact that he has the mentality and the mindset that he has to go at LeBron, and he's had it for years, but we'll get into that later. But the Knicks are a very, very grimy team, right? You expect that, especially being in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Eastern Conference is not as good as the Western Conference, but I feel like it's shifting now to where the East is being even more
considered, like more respected.
Yes,
more
exactly. So. Like primetime teams now, rather than just being, hey, the Western Conference is more stacked and they got the better players, right?
Yeah, when LeBron went over to the West, I mean, it was like, all right, East, like you can kiss that goodbye, because he was, I mean, him and the Celtics were carrying, I could say, the East for the most part for a good period of time.
Yeah.
And the Pacers, the thing with them is this might be, I don't know. I still don't know if I want to put these guys over the Paul George, this Pacers team over the Paul George, Roy Hibbert Pacers. You think it's better in that team?
What? Yes.
Yeah?
Man, you tripping. Did they get to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I
don't even know. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. Did they get
to
the
I think they couldn't get past. It was the LeBron. I think they did, and the LeBron they couldn't get past LeBron and the Heat.
This is the second consecutive year, I think, that the Pacers have been in the Eastern Conference Finals.
What puts them on a different level is you got a guy like Halliburton, who's a pass-first guy. This is what also made LeBron and his teams so amazing when he was on them, and then when he left, they depleted. He's facilitating, and then when he decides to start scoring.
You know what's bad, man? I ain't even talking about Pascal Siakam like I should be, because he's long, athletic, and brings so many different dynamics to the game, to where he plays defense and he can score, but he's light in the butt. You know what I mean? He's skinny, right?
If you had to compare yourself, would it be Pascal Siakam-ish? If you had like a modern day NBA comparison, would it be like a Pascal? Do you think you're like play style wise?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man.
No? Who would your comparison be?
I'm about to cut you off. We only been on for like 30 minutes. Did you just Pascal?
He plays bigger than his size, doesn't he?
No.
Yeah, he does. No?
No, you out your mind, man. What you mean?
So go into the
what do you weigh, like 205?
Pascal, let me see.
Yeah, 210.
Let me see. Pascal.
He doesn't really play inside, so that's why I'm like, what are you talking about, Zach?
In the Raptor days, I used to see that guy in there scrapping.
In the who days?
The Raptors days. He's on the Raptors and he won that championship. He used to be in there getting some boards.
Oh, yeah, he did. Used to be. But I feel like he's more of a perimeter guy, to where he can come out and make a statement from that perspective and get some loose rebounds, or long rebounds. Yeah, but he's not a guy that could play inside and outside. That's why I'm looking at you crazy right now. You know what I mean? Like let's change this up. You got to come back. You got to come back with the more better comparison than Pascal Siakam, because I would put him in the basket.
I didn't say he would have got a bucket on you though. I said modern day though, because like we just said. So beforehand, when he was on the Raptors, a little bit, but I feel like a lot of guys nowadays who even were paint players, they have to like migrate out to the 3-point line, because that's everyone's shooting. Like if you played right now today, I think you'd have been shooting way more threes than I'm sure you shot when you were playing.
That's all I did. Man, you better do your research, man. Hey, let me tell you something. When I first came in the league, I'm a schooled young fella right here, real quick.
School me, let me know something.
When I first came in the league, man, with Steve Francis was like the 1-2 pick outside of Elton Brand. I got drafted 22 by the Rockets. Man, that's all I did was come in and shoot threes. Let me tell you why. Because we used to ISO all the time. Like Steve Francis, Cuttino Mobley, they used to ISO, to where obviously the heavier offside is where everybody's shifting, right? On the offensive side, to where the defense cannot be in the paint, to where they get a 3-second call, and then you're able to ISO, go one-on-one. Maurice Taylor, man, And then once you go ISO, obviously the defense got to shift over. And here's your boy Kenny on the wing or in the corner. Just let that ball fly. And then I used to just rebound, man. Yeah.
And so
you.
your buckets are off offensive rebounds, is what you're saying.
Man, I used to just try and figure it out, man. Leaving the Lobos and everything going through me, and then you got to get to the NBA, and then you're trying to figure out how to stick. Man, I just wanted to rebound, play defense, run the floor, get some easy buckets, and try and knock down shots. Zay, I used to shoot threes in college, man.
Oh, I know it.
Let me tell you something. Yeah.
You think you would have shot more, though, if you've had to play today?
Man, if I was playing right now, I'd be... Shoot. Man, there's guys making...
You do whatever you needed to do.
22 million.
Yeah.
Averaging 6-8 points a game. Salary cap 150 million. When I played, the salary cap was 145. Not 145. It was 45, 50 million for 15 guys. Come on, man. If I was playing right now,
whatever you guys need me to do,
man, whatever is needed. And man, people probably don't want to hear this, but the NBA is soft right now. It's different. It's different. I'm not out there physically playing, but the way it looks is just different because everybody wants to shoot threes. Everybody wants to be Steph Curry. Everybody can't do that, man.
It's big. It's big to hear that come from you because a lot of people are in denial about that. Like, oh no, it's not soft. People are just better. It's just way more skilled. And it's like, no, it's not as tough.
It's different.
Now these playoffs, the refs are letting them play, and that's why all the players were complaining.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Even before when I came in the NBA, if you watched it, those Michael Jordan eras, who I played against when he was the first owner player for the Wizards, it was you used to be able to forearm and actually be in guys before that. It was still the same when I came in, but it was starting to shift to where if you're facing guys, you couldn't touch them. You couldn't hand check.
Yeah, that really did it because, like, what, 2002, 2003?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a totally different situation now to where it's, once again, I'm not playing, but this is Unfiltered. The NBA is soft right now. That's just my opinion. Nice Saturday morning. If you're tuning in, I appreciate it. This is the first show that I have Unfiltered with your boy here. You can call 505-246-0610 if you want to chop it up. Right now, my boys say we're about to get into this Thunder Nuggets recap for Game 6 that just happened. How did that happen, man? You know what I mean? It's one of those things to where you thought the Nuggets were gonna obviously put up a fight playing at home. Very interesting situation because it's been me and JJ and Jeff, we've been talking about, hey, Murray showing up.
Yeah.
And he has to be that guy, but he's averaging like 22 points right now. I think it's coming down to the point, is he showing up in those right moments is the key. I think that's what everybody's expecting him to do because the supporting cast of like Porter, he's been hurt, got shoulder issues. You got Berm, what's his name? B-R-U, what is it? Berm?
Bond.
Yeah, there we go.
Braun.
And then obviously you got Joker over there that does what he does, who can end up with 40, 50, and like 20, 25 and 12 assists.
Yep.
But he can't do it himself, right? To where there has to be some outside play on the perimeter. It's a matter of figuring that out. When you got a Thunder team that's playing so well at home, ended up beating the Nuggets by 43 points, man. Come on. How does that happen? You know what I mean? With a situation where the Nuggets obviously have won a world championship and they've been on that stage multiple times. Are they done? Or is it one of those things to where if Drew Gordon isn't playing, that's a whole nother situation.
Yeah. Gordon, his calf. Aaron Gordon, his calf. He got that calf injury, and he's been the clutchest player, arguably, of the playoffs. He's hit 2 big shots, huge shots, and every championship team happens. It seems they have that guy, like that third, fourth option that can just turn into a second option randomly, and he's that guy for them. But what you said about Murray also, like, that's really what sways everything for the Nuggets. If he decides to go out and score 30 plus and Joker does what he does, they are one of the most unbeatable teams in the league. Yeah, and he was and they reported that he was sick. And I was like, man, maybe he needs to play sick more because whatever's going to help the situation
as far as the Nuggets getting a chance. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna have to go with the Thunder right now, Game 7, because you got an MVP over there that's playing at a high level, and then the supporting cast of how things have unfolded has been unreal, because that backcourt has been playing some great ball as of late, to where you got the Thunder that's playing on all cylinders right now. And you got to believe it's going to be rocking in OKC when it comes to that energy in that building, because I feel like this is the time right now to where OKC, they might be young and you might say they're inexperienced, but right now, the way that they're coming out and putting in that effort and playing at a high level and sharing the ball, I feel like they got a really, really good chance of closing this out right now. From the standpoint, not closing it out, finishing it out, to where it's going to be a whole different dynamic, to where how does OKC move forward after they beat Denver? Yeah, I just said that, after they beat Denver.
Like, was that their championship? Will they be able to keep going? Because when you're young, I'm sure that can happen more often.
Yeah, because great point, because you never know what can happen in the next year. There might be situations to where there's a guy that's up to renew his contract, and he wants more money and ends up going somewhere else. And then that's that piece that could have helped you get over the hump to being able to win that NBA championship, right? And then you bring somebody else in, and then you got to create the chemistry all over again. People don't understand, like, it's always changing. Obviously, teams, to whatever extent, are keeping their core guys of what they see their future is, but on any given moment, things can happen. Obviously, look at Luka being traded. Nobody thought that was going to happen, but it did. But it did happen. And look at, I feel like Dallas. That's a whole nother subject. See, I'm all over the place. I feel like Dallas is going to end up coming out on top of that situation in the long run, especially with the draft coming up.
Yeah, the draft made that a whole different situation.
Cooper, even though you got that blue on, I don't know what that is. That's that Dallas crap, but
yeah, that blue, that Dallas, and he's coming from the blue from Duke too.
Next subject. But man, it's also going to be interesting to see who's going to end up playing Minnesota, because I don't think nobody wants to see Minnesota right now.
No.
I don't even want to see Minnesota right now,
because they've also got that young thing going. I'm sure you can attest to this, and we'll get into this in the next segment. But when you're young, when things go bad, they can go really bad. But when you're young, if you start seeing that ball go through the hoop, your confidence also goes through the roof.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't get some bodies on OKC and play good defense on OKC, then they're going to be in some trouble.
Well, obviously you got to make shots, but there's other aspects of the game that can impact how you and how the outcome comes, right? There's defensive rebounds, there's 50-50 balls, there's so many different components that come with it outside of just scoring. Like I feel like I used to get myself going out there rebounding and doing my thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to come right back. We're going to jump into the whole Minnesota situation. And some other stuff as far as who's going to be playing Minnesota. If it's going to be the Nuggets or the Thunder, you can call in 505-246-0610 and stay tuned. We'll be right back.
That's a ball game. Minnesota is moving on. A 121-110 victory in Game 5. And they take out the Golden State Warriors minus Stephen Curry and advance to the conference finals.
You're listening to Unfiltered with your boy on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Hey, man, Minnesota's playing some great ball. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be playing against them after this Game 7. The Nuggets and Thunder, which is in OKC, it's going to be a very interesting night, to where, hey, the Nuggets are going to have to show up and show out, because we can't see another blowout in OKC. There's been a lot of blowouts this year in the playoffs, man.
Especially in OKC, there's been a lot of blowouts.
Yeah, but I feel like this young nuclear group of teams that are getting in, I feel like it's helping energize the ratings when it comes to the NBA, man.
It's a great point. I heard you when you made that point. It's a great point. And I think it balances everything out, because the problem with the NBA and the worry for the future is, oh, when LeBron and Steph leave, then what? So I think by seeing these young guys take out some of the older guys, it gives them a platform.
Hold up, man. What you mean take out?
I guess
I
Steph
got
was
you.
out. Steph was out. Steph was out. And I don't know if we can't throw Tatum in that category just yet, but he was out as well. But the Ant pushing LeBron as he's coming down the court, that's a great look for him moving forward.
Man, that ain't no great look. He was being a bully, man. LeBron looked like he was tired a little bit, and then LeBron's looking at the refs and like, come on, man. It was like 3 trips they let that go. That was unnecessary.
That had me irritated.
And then he's like extending his arm. I get it. Like he's trying to say, hey, LeBron, I'm here. He's trying to let the world know I'm here against LeBron. I get, man. I like Ant. Ant-Man remind me of AI, man. He's just a bigger version of AI.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he coming correct and he coming with it. But come on, man. What you smelling at?
Because I can see it. I can imagine. Now, I didn't even get to. I wasn't watching basketball when he was at his peak too. But I know just from the interviews, the way I see him interact with the players, and the post, and you can go back and rewatch stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't there to see him. Now I wasn't like practicing my shot, and I see AI walk in with a squad or nothing like that. But I can see from a distance, I'm like, yeah, that's somebody who's not changing who he is. I think that's why that practice clip is so popular here. It's like,
huge.
He's being himself.
Huge.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny.
Because he was trying to create an identity of like AI, right? Which the league did not like and the league did not want at the time. And I was right in the middle of that. But now, man, I'll get into this later.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, it's one of those things to where the NBA is in a great position right now with these young fellas coming up and being on the rise right now. And they're really, really good. I can't wait to see Ant-Man take the crown from the king, because I feel like it's one of those things that could happen. And he's so young. But I would rather see the Thunder in Minnesota, to be honest. I feel like it's going to be more exciting. And the Nuggets are a little bit boring. Let's just keep it real.
That's the thing with Jokic. And that's what makes it, I mean, it took us so long for the world to realize how good he was, because the way he plays is just not super exciting to watch. But then you look at his stat line, it's like, we got to see how this guy's doing this. Or what?
Yeah, it's very boring. It's very boring.
Slow, everything.
Jump in his last minute. Yeah.
Last minute, very.
But he's smart the way he plays.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays at his own tempo. That's the part that I like, because he's dictating his own shot and his own movements in certain ways. But we will be right back. Stay tuned with us. We're about to take a break at the top of the hour.
Yeah, we got the music rolling up soon. And next hour we got, on Unfiltered, we're definitely going to dive into the basketball, but we've also got football too. We got some football stuff we're going to dive into. I know you're a Texans fan, Kenny. Is that breaking news to the listeners that you're a Texans fan?
I think so. Unless they don't follow me on social media, it's breaking news. But we got that dude CJ. You know what I mean?
CJ Stroud, he's a problem.
Had a terrible year, but we go talk about that.
Kenny Thomas takes you inside the game, from the hardwood to the locker room to the boardroom. Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas. Get connected with Kenny Thomas now. Call or text at 505-246-0610. From Lobo All-American to NBA first round.
He snapped off with this intro.
To league standout for 11 seasons with the Houston Rockets, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Sacramento Kings. This is Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We are back. Your boy, and I got my guy, Zay, producing for me. Man, that intro was hard.
That's fire. That
was
my
goodness.
This morning was both of our first times hearing it, huh?
What?
It was like a hot release. I liked it.
Unfiltered, it goes with it. I gotta find out who put that thing together, man.
Broke it down very, very well.
Yeah, so let's get into this Michael Jordan thing, man.
Yeah, so our guy MJ, I actually have audio. I guess the official introduction is here, but I always think of MJ. Are you familiar with The Great Gatsby?
Yes, of
I
course.
feel like MJ's like
I'm almost 48, man.
MJ's kind of been like The Great Gatsby. He's like that guy that everyone talks about, but you can't ever really get him to poke out or get it, get him an opinion or something. And when he does, it's a big deal.
Bro, he be poking out in them private jets. You see that
Yeah.
Jordan jet is blacked out?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, man. This Jordan jet, man. Let me tell you something. I saw that on I got that thing off TMZ. That's my thing. He had the Jordan symbol, obviously in the back of the fin or whatever you want to call that thing that sticks up. But it has the old scaly print of those old school J's with the with the leather. Is that the leather print going around? I got a lot of them, so I don't. You think I would know? And I wear a size 15, but you'd be amazed, man.
Yeah, throw me some pass downs because I'm 15.
Man, whoa, hold up, man.
You got any extra ones you don't need no
more?
more?
I don't play in the NBA no more, man. I don't make 10 million no more. But MJ, this is actually shocking because you see him on yachts, you see him doing all kinds of stuff. Obviously, the fact that this man was able to invest in Nike and get some ownership and some shares, this is one of the reasons why he's in a position that he's in. But it's going to be interesting to see the perspective that he's going to bring to the table, because I feel like it's going to be that old school raw, like, I'm MJ, I'm here, and I'm going to be real, and it's going to be saucy.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Let's take a listen to this intro. Here's the intro. I guess it's already dropped for the NBC. We got Rudy on the phone. Rudy's on the phone.
6'6", Michael Jordan.
That's fine.
Isn't it?
That's fine.
He was like, I bet he was like, if I'm gonna come, I need my whole intro, I need my whole everything.
No, hold up, man. My intro go harder.
It does. It does.
My intro go
yeah,
harder. No,
it definitely does. We don't even know who Michael Jordan is from that intro.
Sorry, Mike. Yeah, man. Man, let me tell you something. I got a story. Michael Jordan, man. He was he owned the Wizards, obviously. He played. And it was one of those things, man. Obviously, I got to touch the man, which is already one thing.
You're like, this is MJ.
You know what I mean? This is MJ, right?
You're lacing up your shoes before that game. Like,
what?
Oh, wow.
He's over there warming up, man. That's MJ. But then, like, when the ball goes up, I don't care who it is. But it's still MJ. Towards the end of the game was over. Obviously I'm on the bottom. I'm about to box out MJ. And I was like, man, I developed the courage, Zay. The first free throw went through. I was like, man, Kenny, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Worst thing he could say is like,
no.
And I'm like, man, I look over here to the left and I'm like, I smile at him and I'm like, and he give me his little MJ smile. I'm like, yo, MJ, man, can I get your shoes? Okay. He looked at me like, and he did that MJ smile again. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. I was like, man, damn.
And it was the fourth quarter? Was it towards the end of the game or what?
It was at the end of the game, man. See, I was one of those dudes. I was one of those dudes that collected, man. I bought jerseys. I got a Shaq jersey signed when he was in Miami. I got a Shaq shoes, size 22. I got both shoes. I got Yolanda Griffith shoes when she played with the Sacramento Monarchs when I was there, man. I was a groupie, man. Yeah. I'm the definition of groupie. Come on, man. It's one of those times you never know, like, if you're ever going to get a chance again, and you don't know if you're ever going to see MJ again. But that's one of those ones that stuck with me. I wanted to cuss him out, but that's MJ.
How'd you take it afterwards? Was it like, your perception of him change at all? Because they always say don't meet your heroes.
No, you notice I said I wanted to cuss him out. But no, I ain't cussing out no MJ.
You're like, I understand.
I can't believe I'm right next to MJ.
Exactly. We got Rudy on the line. If you want to take his call.
But I'm happy nobody else was around to hear it.
No, that's what really matters. Now you're like, he didn't even say no. At least he just looked at you, right? The worst he could say is no. So it wasn't even the worst case scenario.
He gave me the MJ smile.
All right, Rudy, you're on Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas. What's going on, Rudy?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? What's up, bud?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to congratulate you and Zay on the new enterprise and wish you guys the best. Enjoying listening to the show and looking forward to all the guests that you're going to have. It's great to have you around, Kenny.
I appreciate that.
You are able to bring all the generations together because you were around long enough to even hear all the stories about, Lobo basketball back in the 60s and the 70s and what built the pit. And so we're really looking forward to the show, and I'm really enjoying listening to it. And now it's appointment radio on Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
I appreciate that, man. And it will be uploaded the next day on Sundays to where you can recap and catch it all. So, man, it's exciting to be able to be here because it's one thing, Rudy, when you're calling to the Lobo Live show to where it's just strictly a call-in show. Now it's one of those things to where I can kind of speak my mind a little bit more, which I will.
You can
Rudy, you know that.
You can let me know there's no Pascal Siakam comparison.
I think that's a great name, Unfiltered, and I think that's what people want these days. They don't want anything sugar-coated. They want to hear what you have to say and what your truths are and how you express them. So looking forward to it, and welcome aboard, and looking forward to insights from Zay too.
Yeah, Zay, man, let me tell you something. Zay is throwing me some lobs already. You know what I mean? This is my first show. Zay's been doing it for a minute, but yeah, I appreciate you, Rudy. You got anything else for me, bud?
No, just like I said, enjoying the show. I'll have some more feedback as I listen going forward. So just keep doing a good job, and we're with you all the time, Kenny.
You watching the PGA Championship at all, bud?
A little bit, but my buddy John and I have our little Saturday morning routine. You got to always watch the Wild Wild West. You're too young for that one, but when
I was about to say, what is that?
We always watch.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a TV show with it was remade. Will Smith was Adam West. But it's if you ever not doing anything on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and you tune into MeTV, it was an old 60s show. Pretty campy, but it's fun.
Nice. Cool. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate you as always, but talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.
Hey, man, Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas and Zay. Hey, you heard that little laugh he did? He don't even know. Hey, let me tell you guys something. When I first started this, it was one of those things to where I just felt like this man, I didn't know who he was when I started coming in here to a certain extent, and I just heard your voice because you were back there producing for the opening drive, but it's just the chemistry felt good, and yeah. I'm happy to be doing this with you, man.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love the whole thing. And I love when I can pick someone's brain and there's so many things
what you got
to ask. The Jordan story, the one thing I want to ask for that one is, so with the shoes, what do you think, did he have like a new edition, a limited edition or something? Do NBA players think about that? Because I know sometimes guys will wear shoes that aren't even out yet. So this is like one of those, okay, I can't ask him for those because he probably wants to keep those or those are too.
Yeah, you got a point. Come on, man.
Like maybe they were maybe they were one of one. That's why he didn't want to give them over.
Man, ain't no Tom Brady. But when I saw a post just recently that MJ sent him like 100 pair of shoes. Come on, man.
He hooks North
MJ
Carolina.
Ain't missing out on those shoes. He could have gave me those shoes. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
But yeah, and also what Rudy said, he made a great point as far as you and this being unfiltered, and that's what people want to hear. Like they want to hear NBA players say if they think it's soft or not, veterans say if they think it's soft or not. And I think that's why NBC is also, they're striking gold with this because you've got somebody in Michael Jordan who never really speaks his mind, but also he is, like I said earlier, he is the great Gatsby of the NBA. He is the guy that no one ever really sees. Unless you see this jet, by the way, which I looked it up, and that's insane.
It's sick, right?
That's crazy. I think that's called elephant print. I think that's what that's called.
Yeah, it's some print. It's MJ print. Man, that jet is so it's so slick and yeah, man.
I bet.
Yeah, while I'm still flying on Southwest, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Southwest, they're starting to charge for the bags now. What is that about?
Man.
Like I might
no comment. No politics, remember?
Yeah, I guess
no politics.
That classifies as politics.
Nowadays, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Prices.
The line is so thin.
Prices. That's why we're looking for sponsors for this show, too.
Yeah, by the way, 505-246-0610,
Yeah.
or reach out the Cumulus email. Kenny, is it kenny.thomas@cumulus.com?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is the email you want to reach out to. If any listeners want to do that for us, that'd be great. But I think this is definitely great for sports media, ex-NBA players talking sports. And it actually was coming across my Twitter. Kevin Durant came at Emmanuel Acho because Acho put out a video saying like the Celtics were better without Tatum because of something with mental toughness and that he wasn't tough enough. And then Kevin Durant's like, you're a football player, number one, who didn't even play, and you quit early, and you're talking about mental toughness. And
Tell him, KD.
And he was like, NFL players, I think he was talking amongst all sports, but he's like, you know, these guys that specialize in one sport and they're crossing over talking about the other one. He says, I think everyone just needs to stay in their lanes.
Hey, I like KD. I got a KD story.
Ooh, you might have to say that for next week. Can't get in too much.
Come on, man. I'm just gonna keep it like this. But when KD speaks and he said hi to me and I haven't seen him in years,
ooh,
and I had my courtside seats when I was down there for Sacramento. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, because he don't like people. So for him to say hello, Kevin Durant, he's got you got to be in a circle. He remembers everything.
He gave me the nod, man, during the game. He's like, "What's up?" Yeah, I don't think he realized who he said what's up to, but yeah.
78% of the players went for it. Holy smokes, Max. Was that any good? You got to be kidding me. Oh. This is absolutely roasted. 307 yards to the front. Hole's cut 40 on. He carries it just onto the green. What a gorgeous golf shot. Go back to the small bucket, not do that again.
We're back, Unfiltered, with your boy here. Max almost made a hole-in-one off of the tee box. Yes, I do watch golf. I know you're probably amazed. I think I could play a little bit. And at the same time, I got a golf tournament coming up September 6th.
Okay.
It's going to be at Isleta, and it's with the Special Olympics. You can actually go to my social media. I will be going live probably Monday, Tuesday with the website to where you can register. This is the third annual Kenny Thomas Golf Tournament. Last year, it was at Isleta. I had some celebrities come out. Michael Cooper, Dwight Hicks, who's a 49er, good friend of mine. And then I had everybody, you should know David Gibson. I played with him in UNM. I had Royce Only come out. Those guys are coming back. I got Clayton Shields coming in, who I also played with. I'm looking at having Michael Cooper is the man. Let me tell you something. He's looking at bringing in possibly Norm Nixon and some other Lakers. I can't say those names right now because, I want to throw them out. Dwight Hicks is looking at bringing in some 49ers as well. Got my Lobo teammates coming back, and then I have some local entertainers and actors coming to play in it, and it's going to be cool. I'm even having Kiki come out there and DJ live music. I got 2 big screen TVs out there, which will have the leaderboard on there. One of my partners, Capital Ford Santa Fe. There's 2 cars on par 3s. There's other things that you can actually win on the other par 3s, TVs, patio furniture. That's what we had last year. Longest putt, 60-foot putt. You can win like $2,500. And at the same time, if you want to look up this organization, it's called Applied Invitational. They actually support my golf tournament, and they give me a lot of goodies. Last year, there was a lot of big bags with speakers and some other stuff there. I will be not giving away. If you sponsor, you will be getting some Kenny Thomas KT Legacy wines that's also out as well, which we will get into a little bit later. But man, I'm excited to be watching the PGA Championship, and there's a lot of different things going on. So it's going to be an exciting Sunday tomorrow. But Max Homer, man, I saw that drive. I was like, oh my goodness, I wish I could do that one day.
Go into the background of it. Number one, when and why you got into golf, and why do you think that is? It seems by far it's the most popular post-retirement sport for all athletes. Not all athletes, but it seems like to be like number one.
First off, you can't get hurt.
Yeah.
You can, but those are not as severe as playing football or basketball. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking down professional athletes because it's a wear and tear and it's a grind, I'm pretty sure, having the walk. But golf, man, it's you can only blame yourself.
Yeah,
It's,
bad technique is probably why you tweaked the shoulder or something.
or you just hit it heavy and then you hit the ground and then it doesn't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I was able to play at ACC, which is Albuquerque Country Club, yesterday. I played okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm looking forward to playing on Monday at the ALS golf tournament, which is coming up. Santa Ana. Just gave them a free plug. I don't know why I did that, but I did. I told you this is unfiltered. You're getting the raw Kenny, man.
I love it. But no, it's no one. I'll say one thing that I learned from the couple of years I've been here in Albuquerque about you is that you're always helping out the community. You're always getting involved in the community. You're always
Thank you.
putting on some type of event for people to go out and get to, because moving to Albuquerque, number one, I was in Vegas, New Mexico, so there was absolutely nothing to do. Love the people though in Vegas. You guys are great people, but they would agree there's not a lot to do. But you come to Albuquerque, there is a lot to do, but there's no like professional sports team.
Yeah.
So to have somebody like you here who played professionally and you're still sticking around, putting on the events, showing face, doing this radio show, it all goes into good favor, I believe.
Yeah, man. If you know me, I'm one of the guys that's big on community. My background being raised in the church and where I come from, my dad being in the Army, those are just certain things that you're supposed to, because God blessed me to be able to have opportunities to be able to be here and to have 3 shows. You know what I mean? Like 3 radio shows now. But doing things in the community is big, man. I partnered up with the Albuquerque Police Department to do some things. There's multiple things that I'm involved with as far as like promoting the different things in New Mexico. I actually, next week, I will be bringing on some of my kids to where Zia Sports Academy, who I partnered up with my boy Josh Kearns, as far as doing tournaments. We started our own AAU program. So Memorial Day weekend, this is going to be my second basketball tournament for boys and girls of all ages this summer. We're looking at 220 teams-ish. It's been great-ish. Yeah. It's been great, and I'm going to get some of the kids to call in, and we're going to interview them. But I got to give a shout-out to the city of Rio Rancho here in New Mexico. Cinco de Mayo, we actually just did our first one with them. We had like 110 teams. So,
how about that?
Yeah, man, I'm just getting started. I got some great organizations supporting me. IBEW, Capital Ford, Santa Fe, Coca-Cola Santa Fe.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bringing out all
a lot of support. Man, I got some more partners too. I'm just gonna calm down right now. It's only been an hour and a half, man. It's the first show. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But hey, I tell you one thing, there's nothing better than being over prepared. And you know who else I think is very, very over prepared and is a great leader is your boy CJ Stroud over there.
Ooh.
For the Houston Texans.
Played like crap last year though.
He did. But I tell you what, in comparison to like like past 5-10 years, this has got to be the best a Houston Texans fan is feeling, right?
Oh yeah, man. I was embarrassed to even say I was a Texans fan there for a minute with all the controversy that was going on. I'm not gonna say with somebody that's in Cleveland. There's a lot of controversy going on over there, man. But it was second year slump. You know what I mean? They say that happens. It's one of those things. They say that it happens in the NBA. I don't remember going through it because I think I was barely playing at the time. But I was about to say my Texans like I'm on the team. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, claim it. Why not?
Yeah,
if you were saying if you stuck with them during the time period when they weren't winning 10 games, you can say my Texans.
Man, we got a squad now. Obviously, we got Stephon Diggs out of there. I felt like I was excited to have him come. But the pieces that has been added on the defensive side, especially on the DN side, I feel like there's a lot of situations to where the defense has held strong when it came to the Texans being able to execute. CJ didn't have a core of wide receivers over the last year or two to where he had the support. You got Nico Collins last year. after like game 3 or 4, he scored a touchdown, like a 90-yard pass, done, hammy.
Yeah.
And
oh,
then
that
you-
was bad.
And then you got Tank Delt this past season in the end zone, out knee. You know what I mean? And Stephon Diggs, he got hurt. But I felt like, I feel like that they got to improve the offensive line side. You know what I mean? They got rid of Tonsil. He's great NFL vet, but they sent him to the Commanders, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a totally different situation as far as rebuilding and trying to get a front line to help protect CJ, because CJ's not a runner, man. Right? Or is it just me? You're the football guy.
He can, but he really would rather not. I mean, it's even to the extent, I think that's just him being smart and wise is kind of also what made me bring him up, is that he's very over-prepared. But he was the guy in Caleb's rookie year, that told him after the game, like, hey, you got to learn to start sliding. You know, like, start sliding. Don't take all these hits. And Caleb really was not trying to hear it because the Texans had just beat them. But it was valid advice. And CJ's thinking about his body. I think he is going to be one of those guys that's spending a bunch of money on his body. I think coming into the draft, his diet was like ridiculous.
Was it?
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Him and Justin Fields, they both, I don't want to say vegan. I know Fields is vegan, but, you know, he takes his body very serious.
Yeah.
We also got Howard here on the line whenever you want to take Howard.
Yo, man, but you got to keep in mind, you got Joe Mixon back there in the back, bro.
And that helps him out.
Oh, my God. And Christian Kirk. I feel like that's going to be that was a great ad, especially when it comes to the wide receiver side.
Yeah, and then just being healthy. I mean, Tank
That's
Dell.
football, man.
Yeah.
That's football. You never know.
That's what makes predictions hard.
Obviously, I'm gonna go back to the Tatum thing. It's the same thing. You never know, right? And just to let you know, we will be diving in during the football season, and I'm in 4 fantasy football leagues. Just to let everybody know. Yeah. My best friend Adam, who's from here, who I went to high school with, who's actually in Sacramento, he got me into it, man. I didn't know what I was doing, Zay. I'm like, okay, so how does this work?
Yeah. It's confusing. I'll say the hardest thing for fantasy with me was remembering to change my lineup. And also, I'm so locked in on the Cowboys. Breaking news on the Cowboys.
Man, don't tell me you draft all Cowboys. You're one of those?
It's really hard for me not to.
So you playing for money or you playing for fun?
I've only played for fun.
See, I'm playing for money and all.
Yeah. So that changes everything.
Yeah. Man, let me. Yeah.
Okay, let's take Howard's call.
I forgot about Howard.
Yeah, we'll take Howard's call, and then we gotta take a quick break after Howard.
What's up, Howard? What you got for me, man?
Well, you know, I'm pretty forgettable. Ask all the girls I dated throughout my life and my 2 wives. So, no biggie. Congratulations on your show.
Thanks.
And just want to give you a quick shout out for everything you've been bringing back to the community and everything you've been doing. I'm an avid listener of Jeff and JJ in the morning. Have been for about 15 years. So your contributions to that show are also really well liked. So
thank you.
I'm happy to hear this. I have one question. Are you going to do any remote stuff in the morning show, or you're pretty much keeping it in studio?
No, that's a great question. We had our first pre-production meeting yesterday, and that was brought up. Me and Zay are totally interested in doing live remotes. So if you're listening out there, we're open. Yeah, what's up? What you got?
Well, cool, great. I'd love to be able to attend one. And I think the best thing about your show, Kenny, is you got yourself a cowboy producer there.
Oh my! See, hold on, man. Hey, I'm not gonna hang up on you. Right
He
now.
hung up. He hung up.
Did he hang up? He dropped the mic on me on that one. No, he didn't.
He threw a shot and left.
He dropped the mic.
Yeah,
on
Howard.
that one.
Howard usually he'll call in and have my back for the cowboy topic.
So you know who this is? So this
Yeah.
is did you pre-plan this?
No, but I do have his number. But it is not pre-planned.
Okay, so memory bank, Howard.
Cowboys.
I got it right here. Howard, Cowboys playing Dan, Knicks, New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that was cool though, man. Thank you, Howard, for all the support and all the love as far as the community, man. You got to keep in mind, my foundation is New Mexico, and it feels good to be back here and supporting. And man, I'm just trying to build right now. So we are back with your boys, KT and Zay, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. I know I said that wrong. I will get better at it, Jay. And I can't admit it. Go ahead, bud.
No, that's one of the toughest things. That's one of the toughest things. People don't realize how hard it is. You're listening to a radio show and you hear guys talking. Talking is the easiest part, but giving that intro and that outro is by far the toughest part.
Let's try this again. We're back. 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal.
That's close enough. We'll take it.
We're about to jump in. We're going to stay right here with some football. Zay, what you got for me, man?
So Caleb Williams, right? An article came out earlier this week. An article came out that apparently Caleb Williams and his dad were trying to figure out loopholes and trying to figure out ways to avoid Chicago before the draft. And here's actually some audio about this.
For a while before the 2024 draft, there was a sense that Caleb Williams' father, Carl, was very involved, was talking to a lot of people who like to talk, i.e. agents. And there was a vibe that Caleb Williams was looking for a way to not play for the Bears. And then all of a sudden, he's all in with the Bears. And it made me think, am I getting bad information here? Like, I keep hearing that Caleb's father is telling all these people he doesn't want to play for the Bears. And then all of a sudden, oh, hey, sign me up.
So
checks.
This is what makes my mind go in a bunch of different places because I don't understand. And maybe this is because I never went through a draft process. Like I never felt like
brutal, bro.
I couldn't even imagine. I was going to say I could imagine, but I really can't. I can't imagine the amount of pressure and just
what.
And there's a long time before when the season ends before that draft really comes. It's like what it may not be that long looking at a calendar, but I'm sure it feels like a year. A little 2-3 months probably from college to the NBA draft.
Oh yeah. I totally gotta agree with you. Like that year, it feels like it's longer, right? To where you don't know when it's gonna come. But when you have is his father his agent, or is he just his father?
It's just his father.
You know what I mean? See now then it gets to the point to where okay, these parents are starting to live through their kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not just be happy from this perspective of being drafted? You know what I mean? Like that's an honor in its own right. Even though the man paints his nails, and I don't got a problem with that. You know what I mean? But unfiltered. But it's about being passionate and trying to get on the field and play, man. Hasn't it always been a dream?
Yeah.
To be able to play in the NFL, like yourself, you know what I mean? Like this is like it's a minimum of like what 2% or whatever that number is between the NFL or NBA or professional athletes that actually make it, and you're trying to get to a team to where
like you want to live a certain lifestyle.
Man, lifestyle is getting them checks. You know what I mean? Every 2 weeks. That's what the lifestyle should be about. But I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan. Obviously, even though I'm a Texans fan, and we got to give a shout out to Brian Urlacher that played for the Bears. That went to UNM here, right? But no,
Brian's a Cowboys fan.
What does that mean?
Just throwing that out there.
What?
He knows what's up.
What that mean?
He knows what's up.
See, and I'm gonna take a little piece of that. The fact that it's still Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who's the better team? Look at the schedule last year. You can only go off of what's happened. You can't go off of what's in the future. Howie, what was the name? Howard. Yeah. Come on, man. Hey, it's all you can do is laugh because
Texans,
you can't research nothing.
I think they had a better season, but
and they made the playoffs. What?
They
Cowboys
did.
blowing up what? You got an owner that does what? Everything.
Yeah, he does everything. He definitely does. He definitely does everything. But I give him props on this last offseason he had. I think for the first time they had a solid offseason.
When?
This last one.
I know everybody here in New Mexico and go hear this. When? Cowboys what? Because there's a lot of Cowboy fans here, and I don't care.
Oh, he's calling us out. Okay, Cowboy Nation, 505-246-0610. Don't let me drown on here by myself.
Yeah, way to avoid that.
Don't let me drown on here by myself. The
Yeah,
Texans had a better season, but Dallas going to get them boys.
Let me tell you something. We're going to make a bet off air.
Okay.
Or some. Who's going to have the better season?
I like that. I'm down for that.
No, you ain't.
But I got a question for you for the draft, though.
Which one?
The NBA draft.
Okay.
You said it sucks.
What do you mean?
Like the process.
Oh, okay.
Like the process before the draft, you said that sucks.
Okay.
Did you care about which team, or were you just like anybody? Or were you like, man, I'd love to go to that city?
See, here you go trying to give some action points for good TV and entertainment. Yeah. And if you end up watching this after and you end up seeing my face, I'm appalled right now. Are you kidding me?
Well, not because you said you weren't a fan of Caleb, right? You don't like the way Caleb handled it. Like he felt like obviously he felt entitled. Like I don't want to go to that team. So like, is that a thing in the NBA? Like, do players like were you just like, man, I hope Cleveland don't pick me up.
Man, let me tell you something. I didn't have that kind of pull. And obviously, did he have that kind of pull? Because he ended up going to the Bears anyway. And how do you take a player that don't want to be there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But come on, man. When it was getting halfway through the draft, getting to 15, man, I was like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean? And people don't know this, but I tore my calf muscle right before I went to go to some of these training camps. I wasn't able to go.
Oh.
I wasn't able to go, so out of sight, out of mind. But I was able to work out for the Rockets at the time. And then got drafted with Steve Francis. And get this, man, I'm about to drop another one. Can you believe I played with Yao Ming when he was a rookie? Then I got traded. Talk about a big dude. His calves are as big as my head, and you know I got a big head. Just saying, man.
What was that like? I bet he was humble. Who was harder to go against, him or
Who?
You might give me that look, that
Shaq?
crazy look again. No. Because then you definitely would have looked at me crazy. I was gonna say Tim.
Tim who?
Duncan.
Who was that? Who was harder to guard?
No, who was harder to you got the ball in your hands and you're dealing with Tim or you're dealing with Yao? Who's tougher? Because I think Tim, skill-wise, might be better.
His arms are long.
Yao's huge.
His arms are long. Tim's wingspan is unreal. See, you got to keep in mind, I would turn and face those guys. I'm not backing them down. You know what I mean?
You're trying to get by
that mid-range, my first step was lethal. And I could shoot the ball. So if it's a Yao, I'm pulling him out.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I'm letting that thing fly.
Yeah.
But I learned so much from Tim. People probably don't know this either, but my last 3-4 years, I was always in San Antonio a month and a half before the season. And the Spurs opened up their facility to me. And it was a grind. I had my trainer down there. It was consistently nonstop basketball, just training. And then Tim Duncan's from St. Thomas. So I started swimming at the time. And then it was all there. 24-hour security, got my hand little zapped on the thing to get in whenever I wanted. Yeah, it was cool.
You're like, I made it.
And then you see them banners hanging.
Uh-huh. You know motivation.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
So Timmy, is it a dumb question to ask you who the hardest was to guard, or is it just gonna be for sure Shaq?
I didn't guard Shaq. I was there. I was just there. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got you. It took a second for it to.
I was just there. Ain't nobody guarding Shaq, man. I'm just happy he didn't put me in the basket like he used to put everybody in the basket. You know,
and push you down and throw the ball on you.
See what Shaq had to guard me on the perimeter, right? Mm-hmm. So it depends during the course of the game on how that flowed, how that was going to end up happening. But man, hey, let me tell you something. I got another story about Shaq too.
Okay, let's get into that after the break. How about it?
We are back for the last segment of the first show of Unfiltered with your boy, with Zay. You can call in 505-246-0610. What we got, man? This is the last one. This is the last segment, bro.
The last segment. It's been going pretty smooth.
I don't want to go. I really don't.
And it's one of those things, right? It's like also compared to game day. You're all nervous beforehand.
Yeah.
Balls tipped. The first snap, however you want to put it, and once you get going, it's like, man, it's over already.
Man, this is addicting.
It is.
I like radio, and I love having a voice. Just saying.
So we're gonna get back into. I know we had some strong opinions on this Nuggets Thunder game tonight. Real quick, I do want to go in. I'm going to start this off. I'm going to play what Joker had to say post game and what he expects in Game 7, and then we're going to go into what we expect out of Game 7 tonight.
Nicola, how would you describe the way this series has evolved, and what are you expecting it to be like in Game 7?
I mean, it's interesting. I think, some seems like I think this is the first time we had the lead even the last game, and they took it. In the end, I think even game 4 we had the lead, and they took it. This is the first game that we kind of had the lead, and we finished the game. It's interesting, It's hopefully it's gonna be a close one.
He said, "Hopefully." Come on, man. That ain't. Well, a little skeptical there, but
your leader,
man, it's the supporting cast of Porter and those other guys got to show up. Gordon, I'm telling you right now, if Gordon doesn't play, obviously he's not going to be at a full. He's not going to be at full strength. He's a guy that can impact the game and change the game. I love the fact that when you see Gordon and Joker playing 2-man game, they're obviously trying to take advantage of the mismatch of what's going on. But it's going to be interesting to see if the Nuggets can come out and make buckets and stay close. They should be good. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they could have a chance to actually win. I'm going with OKC in Game 7. And it's not because they're playing at home. I just feel like OKC right now is in a different class opposed to who's ready to go to the next level. Obviously, Denver's been there before, but I don't see them advancing and going to the next level right now. If they did, I wouldn't be surprised, but that supporting cast of like Porter and those other guys are going to have to step up because I feel like OKC is an up and down type team, and I feel like they got some more weapons as far as getting up and down.
Yeah, and if the Nuggets, it's really about defense for them. It's about two things. Defense, of course, they always say defense wins championships, but it's Murray too. And with Murray being so unpredictable, it's hard to make a strong opinion. And again, if someone told me that you only know one thing from
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, if you only know one thing from the future, and if they told me that Jamal Murray scores 30-plus points, I would bet my whole next rent on Murray and the Nuggets pulling out that win. But you don't know. You don't know what version of him you're going to get. So it makes it hard. And then with the Thunder, I mean, if the Nuggets don't contain them at the beginning of the game, if they start out hot and that crowd gets involved, it's going to get ugly.
You got to keep in mind, I don't know if this is the same thing as football, but basketball is a game of runs. It's a matter of when a team goes on a run, who's going to be the person on the other side, on the other team, that's going to actually step up and impact and stop the other team from going on that run. Yeah. It's about runs. It's about is Murray going to show up at the right time? Because he's averaging 20-something points a game to where he's impacting the game, but you have to impact the game at the right moment. You can't rely on Joker to always impact the game. And you got to have a backcourt that's actually going to come in and be supportive, right? But the way that OKC is playing right now, I feel like they're playing with a lot of confidence, and I feel like they thought this series would have been over right now. They would have already been in at least one game against Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals right now.
Yeah, I definitely think they're ahead of themselves. And to your point about, it definitely matters for the runs, and I think more so in basketball than for football, because in basketball, if you're someone, say you're struggling on offense, or your shot's not falling, but then you go down and get a block, or you get a good steal, then all of a sudden mentally that could lock you in on offense. Whereas football, you can be as good as you want on offense. You have to hope that your defense takes that energy. Sometimes good defenses do. A coach ideally would want it to be that way, or a defense sees a guy on offense make a great move and then they get fired up. But on basketball, it's way more direct, because if you got a guy that's making plays on one side of the court, he's inspired to play, defense, or he's inspired to play offense if he's playing good defense. So I think that's way more important.
Man, they should be inspired because of all the money they make.
Yeah, that's a whole.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm happy for these kids. They're making money. I'm happy these college kids are making money. But it comes to a point, man. You gotta. This is where I have a problem. Does it come down to playing the best player, or does it come down to playing the best? I mean, not the best player, but
who's making the most money?
Who's making the most money? Now, is it about winning, or is it about keeping that dude happy? Right? Like, that dude should be happy because he's getting paid. You know what I mean? The NBA is guaranteed money. Every penny is guaranteed. I don't care if you get hurt. I don't care if you retire early. It's all guaranteed. You're getting it. You know what I mean?
I know.
NFL has signing bonuses, right?
Yeah.
So you got to make it through the season in order to be able to get your full check of your actual salary. That's why they get those bonuses up front. Yeah, people don't know I know these things about football. You know what I mean? But even though baseball was my first love, we'll get into that at some point too. But,
yeah, how about that?
But man, I've had a great time today, man. It's been good. We got a couple minutes, and I just want to acknowledge the fact that you've done a great job. As I'm not surprised, and you've helped me to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable. And if you can't tell, if you're listening, I do feel more comfortable.
Yeah, dude. It visually, for those who are going to watch the YouTube, that will actually be at sportsanimalabq.com. We're going to get the full show up on there, and the podcast will also be available on sportsanimalabq.com. But yeah, it's nothing. I told you, it's nothing more than just being a spotter. I love to be the spotter.
You're a great spotter.
That's what I do naturally. That's why I'm in the gym. People are always bugging me, asking me to come spot them on the bench. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, you look small up there in the shoulders with that terrible blue.
I tell you what, though, I definitely need to get the shoulders going. That's the worst thing, the shoulders. I know NBA players, that's another big difference, is the way NBA players lift compared to NFL players.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's more NBA. It's more like you're trying to get is it as cut as possible? At least the team tells you, like, hey, can you gain some weight for us?
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother story. I was a fat boy, bro. I was a fat boy in high school and college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now, what I do, sometimes I go twice a day. But when I played, it was more high reps, which is what I do now. I don't lift crazy heavy. It's high reps. I don't. From the wear and tear that I put on my body, I don't need all of that.
Yeah.
It's maintaining because I am getting older. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it's been a great show, and yeah, I'm excited for next Saturday. Next Saturday is gonna be lit because I got my tournament next weekend. Probably bringing in some of the guests, some of the kids that will actually be participating, and that's a part of Zia Sports Academy, my AAU program that I'm associated with. My boy Josh Kearns over there, who's going to be calling in. But man, it's been great, and the 3-4 callers that called in, my boy Dan in New York, the fake Cowboys dude, which will be calling multiple more times. It's been great. The nerves and everything are kind of gone, but bear with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Zay, you got anything else before I close this thing out?
I mean, yeah. So coming up in next week, we're going to have a lot more stuff to talk about. Now, I don't know if there will be, too big of NFL stories unless, I don't know, something happens with Aaron Rodgers. I know Brock Purdy just got his money in San Fran. A lot of people think that he got $53 million a year.
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers is done.
You don't think he's going to come back? That Achilles, man, and I think it was on his back leg too. It was on his planting leg. That Achilles pop.
Yeah, but it's a matter of what team he's going to go to. Like I feel like the roster's already there. He's going to come in and blow up something. He's going to start. He's going to want to start. But
yeah, I was hoping he wouldn't go this route. Like if you're done, dude, be done. That's what I liked about when Kobe said, he's like, I'm not going to be sticking around here if I don't think I can do what I want to do. I'm going to leave.
Man, the late Kobe got arrested. So I was looking to see what Kobe was going to do off the court. Obviously, he wrote some books and different
won an
things
Oscar.
like that. Yeah, man. Short films. He did a lot of short films. But I want to say thank you all for tuning in to Unfiltered with your boy and Zay. We'll be back next week, 10 to 12 Mountain Standard Time. We will be posting this on Sundays, so to where you can check the whole thing.
This is Unfiltered with Kenny Thomas.